Within the first few minutes of breastfeeding, my baby starts gagging and choking. What's going on? What can I do? Please help. Let's talk about it. So, there can actually be a few reasons that baby may be gagging and choking at the breast, or even with a bottle. One can be an oversupply. An oversupply is an overabundance of milk. In the first 6 to 8 weeks, your milk is fueled by hormones. A lot of people have an oversupply in those first few weeks. Your body doesn't know how many babies you just birthed, so it's making a ton of milk to figure that out. Once your milk regulates, then it will determine how much milk it needs for your baby. Now, if you started pumping earlier than 6 to 8 weeks on top of breastfeeding, you could be telling your body to make enough milk for two babies. So you're going to have a lot more milk. If you're pumping more than 2 ounces total in a pumping session on top of feeding your baby, then you definitely have an oversupply. A lot of people think it's better to have more milk than not enough milk, but sometimes it can cause more problems. The next thing is a forceful or overactive letdown. That is when your milk lets down and there's milk just rushing out. This essentially can be similar to waterboarding your baby. Basically, milk is just flowing into their mouth, down their throat, and filling up their belly, which can cause them to be quite gassy, spit up a lot, and also pop on and off the breast and gag and choke. If you don't have an oversupply and you don't have an overactive letdown, what else could it be? Your baby could have a sensitive palate. The palate is what's at the roof of your mouth. Now, if your baby has any oral restrictions where their tongue doesn't rest at the roof of their mouth, then they can have an oversensitive palate where if something just touches the tip of the palate, they may start gagging. I highly recommend seeing a myofunctional therapist or a lactation consultant to help to desensitize the palate and do an oral evaluation to check their mouth. There are a few ways that you can combat an overactive letdown. I will make another video on how to combat an overactive letdown. If you have any questions about oversupply or overactive letdown or anything breastfeeding in general, please let me know. I'm here to help.